Okay, we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream, 7:40 p.m. It is the 2nd of November. Started a new month already. The month of October flew by into the new month, November. We'll see what November will bring us this year. We'll look at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press. We'll also look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers. And we'll also go into the live chat section, see what is bubbling away in the live chat section around the 20-minute mark of this evening's video. So if you are watching live this evening, say hello, please. Now, we'll get straight into the news, and the first piece of news is this one here, and it is that Spain has set a new tourism record with 76.5 million foreign visitors coming to the country. Spain welcomed a record 76.5 million foreign tourists between January and September, marking a 3.5% increase compared with the same period last year, according to new data from the National Statistics Institute. International visitors also spent more, with total expenditure reaching 105.8 billion euros in the first 9 months of the year, a 7% annual rise. September alone saw nearly 9.7 million tourists, the highest figure ever recorded for that month, with spending also hitting a record 13.36 billion euros. The UK remains Spain's largest tourism source, providing 15.3 million visitors, up 4%, and accounting for 18% of total tourist spending. France followed with just over 10.2 million visitors, slightly down, and Germany with around 9.5 million, up 1.4%. The figures confirm tourism's continued strength as a key driver of Spain's economic growth, despite concerns over overcrowding, sustainability, and pressure on housing in popular destinations. And as we can see, those main complaints that people have here in Spain when it comes to tourism, the overcrowding, the sustainability issue, and of course pressure on housing, but more and more people continue to arrive in this country every year from international destinations, of course, and that is what we are dealing with currently, the record numbers. What was it there? Let me see if I can get it back on the screen here quickly. I think it was 76.5 million people coming to the country, and as we saw there, the number one group of visitors year after year from the United Kingdom, despite all of the negative press that we see in the UK press over the years, telling people not to go to Spain because of this or that or the other, this, that, bang, bang, bang. But the Brits keep on coming to this country and spending those hard-earned pounds. So Spain, a very, very popular tourist destination, and we'll see if we break those records this year as far as tourism is concerned. Second piece of news here now, and the PP figures increasingly expect, or high figures in that political party, increasingly expect Mr. Mazón to resign after public outage over flood tragedy. Senior members of Spain's popular party, the PP, now broadly assume that the president of the Valencian community, Mr. Carlos Mazón, will resign amid growing internal pressure and public anger over his handling of last year's devastating flood disaster. The state funeral, held on its first anniversary, has been widely described as within the party as a turning point, with many witnessing the intense hostility from victims' families towards Mazón. Party sources say his continued pressure is preventing both the region and the bereaved families from beginning to heal. Mazón has reportedly communicated his intention to step down to National PP leader Alberto Núñez Feijóo. Senior figures warn that failing to resign would be impossible to justify and risk further damage to the party ahead of several upcoming regional elections. The PP leadership is frustrated by Mazón's refusal to clarify where he was during the critical hours of the crisis, as conflicting accounts and recent legal testimony have deepened anger. So the saga continues with the Valencian president, Mr. Mazón, now 1 year after, and feeling the anger of the families of people who lost their lives in that tragedy last year in Valencia. Mr. Mathon felt their anger last week at the state funeral, as we can see here. And of course, now considering resigning, stepping down, maybe letting somebody else take the chair. Why it's taken so long, I've got no idea. Maybe he has been tone deaf to the criticism over the past year. Maybe hasn't been in touch with the general population, which is a common issue here in Spain. Politicians are out of touch with the population. You can see that on a daily basis. And Mr. Mathon has been swanning around the Valencian community, not listening to the cries of resignation, not only from people that have been demonstrating for the last year or so on a monthly basis, or maybe even a more frequent basis, but now finally deciding, because the pressure has got too much for him and also for his political party, the Partido Popular, which thinks that it's in with a chance in the next general elections, but with people like Mr. Mathon hanging around, I don't think they'll stand much of a chance. But anyway, just my opinion. Third piece of news here now, and as we can see, Spain acknowledges pain and justice caused to indigenous peoples in Mexico. Spain's Foreign Minister, José Manuel Álvarez, has publicly acknowledged the pain and injustice inflicted on Mexico's indigenous peoples during the Spanish conquest. Speaking in Madrid at the opening of an exhibition featuring the work of indigenous Mexican women artists, Álvarez stated that Spain and Mexico share a complex history with light and shadow, and that recognizing past injustices is essential. He described the exhibition as part of a shared process of justice and reconciliation, and stressed the desire for closer ties between the two countries. Mexican anthropologist Diego Prieto welcomed the remarks, saying they help rebuild relations on a footing of equality. He noted that acknowledging historical injustices does not diminish either nation. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum praised Álvarez's statement as a very important first step, reiterating that her government still hopes for a formal apology from Spain for its colonial legacy. So again, this story continues to linger around. It would, first popped up, I think, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, or at least that's when it became a political issue, when I think the former Mexican president, can't remember his name, but I think his surname was Calderon, brought this into the public spotlight, saying that maybe Spain needs to apologize for what happened in this part of the world more than 500 years ago. And of course, Spain up until now has been saying, nothing to see here, my friends, my Mexican friends, or my Colombian friends, or my Venezuelan friends, nothing to see here. Don't expect an apology from us. But of course, the government bowing to the pressure from Mexico, which has been let's say it has been ongoing and continuing for the last few years. The pressure finally too much, and the foreign minister issuing a type of an apology, acknowledging pain and justice, as we can see here. So we'll see if this leads to any future things down the track, like it has in other countries. Whether there's some type of compensation, I don't know. But of course, that's what people want to hear. They want to hear the apology from the colonial dominators back in the day, 500 years ago. Interesting. And the final piece of news here, Madrid, the capital city here in Spain, is to spend 1.5 million euros sponsoring Woody Allen's next film to promote the city. The regional government of Madrid, led by Isabel Díaz Ayuso, will sponsor Woody Allen's next film with 1.5 million euros as part of a campaign to promote the city. According to the public procurement contract, the film, provisionally titled Wasp 2026, will be shot in the Madrid region and must feature the name Madrid in its final title. The funding will be paid in 3 installments between 2025 and 2027. The government argues that cinema is a powerful tool for city branding, citing Vicky Cristina Barcelona, made back in 2008, which was also publicly funded. The deal specifies conditions linked to international promotion, festival premieres, and a Madrid launch event. Payments may be reduced or cancelled if promotional commitments are not met, the project must be completed before December 2027. Allen has filmed in Spain several times before, including in Barcelona, San Sebastián, and Asturias. So the Madrid government deciding that it's a good idea to spend 1.5 million euros of taxpayer money to get old Woody Allen into the Madrid community and make a film with the condition that the word Madrid appears in the title. We can see here the title provisionally titled WASP 26. So what will it become? Madrid WASP 2026? WASP 2026 Madrid? Got no idea, but I'm not sure how Woody's going to get Madrid into the title there. We saw a couple of years ago, as we can see here, that Woody Allen, let me get the big one here back on, Woody Allen made the movie back in 2008, I think it was, as we saw, Vicky Cristina Barcelona, and the idea is that that brought many, many tourists to the city of Barcelona, and the Madrid regional premier or president, Isabel Díaz Ayuso, thinking that it's going to have the same effect, that WASP 26 Madrid will bring people to the capital city. I don't know. Let me know your opinions on this. Is Woody Allen still a renowned... Well, obviously he is a renowned filmmaker, but is he still on top of his game? I don't know. He's had some scandals over the years, old Woody. There's a statue up in Oviedo in Asturias of him because he also filmed part of that Vicky Cristina Barcelona in Asturias, and of course they put up a statue there for him. So we'll see if he does indeed finish on time, gets his 1.5 million, and puts the word Madrid in the title of that film. Interesting times we are living regarding Woody Allen. Now, some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers. We'll take a look at some of these. The first one here from Larry: in Tenerife and La Palma, the water bill and rubbish charges are billed separately every 3 months from IBI annual. Same for the annual vehicle license fee. Thanks, Larry, for the comment here. This was brought up the other day because we were talking about, I think, the hidden costs here in Spain, some of the costs that maybe you are not expecting to pay. Obviously, when you buy a house, you're expecting to pay housing tax and other taxes as well. But some people wondering whether it's a yearly payment, monthly payment, or as Larry points out here, every 3 months. So quarterly payments for this bill here. And I think that's the way it works around the country. There are some places, as we know, that might have every 6 months, but it will depend on the local council. But where Larry is down there in the Canaries, quarterly every 3 months, paying those things. And what was the other thing that was mentioned there? I think the annual car tax as well, which can be split into 2 payments where I live. Not sure how many payments it can be split into where Larry is down there. But thanks, Larry, for the comment. We'll move on. Another one here from Benjamin. In Europe, every wife needs 5 children to keep up with the demand. So here we go with 1 or 2 children average. Thanks, Benjamin, for the comment there. And this is related to the immigration figures that are coming into Spain at the moment. I think we saw the other day, last week I mentioned it, 500,000 people, or maybe it was 600,000 people, more than was expected. I think Spain had the number of 400,000 people coming into the country as immigrants this year, but it's gone up to 600,000 because of the demand. And of course, the reason is clear, as pointed out there by, let me see if I can get this one back on the screen, by Benjamin, that European families don't have the amount of children necessary anymore to maintain the population. So people need to come in to not only fill the populations, but also do the jobs that locals here, for whatever reason, don't want to do. And a few other people pointed it out as well, that Spain's youth unemployment is 23% or something along those lines. So why are so many people coming in? It's amazing how many people are anti-immigration, and you only have to look at the comments on this channel to realize that. Some of the comments about immigrants and the immigration flows currently. I'll leave it at that, but go to the comment section and you'll check out what I mean by that one. Thank you very much. Another one here from Montserrat. Congratulations, Stuart, and although I don't watch you all the time, I think you are the best. Like to say about the flood of migrants to Spain, I think cheap labour and non-qualified migrants is not the solution, and career seekers are still flogging, is that? Probably another word, flogging into regions like Catalonia because they can't find jobs in their region. Not good. Not a good outlook for the future. Thanks, Montserrat, for the comment. And it's all about the types of jobs that are being created, I think, Montserrat, as to why the non-skilled migrant is coming into Spain over the skilled migrant option, I believe. Again, I could be wrong, but I think that's the reason. A lot of the jobs are not, they're not working in tech companies, or they're not working in computer chip companies, or they're not working in, engineering jobs. They're filling up the jobs that are created currently. And good luck to them if they're happy to work for the salaries that are on offer, because a lot of people here are not. And that's the issue with that. And I think I don't know what it's like in other parts of the country, but every bar, restaurant, shop that you go into nowadays is staffed by somebody from another country. They speak Spanish. There's no issue there communicating with the clientele. And as I said, they're willing to work for the salaries that are on offer for the long hours and standing on their feet for many hours of a day. So thanks, Montserrat, for the comment there. We'll move on. This one here from Ray. These aren't good times for our European royals. Call me crazy, but maybe, just maybe, should we revisit these institutions? Controversial, Ray, with the comment there, coming at a bad time for some monarchs around Europe. Mainly one royal family, and a bit of getting some negative press at the moment for some things that one member has done allegedly over the last decades or so. Royal titles removed, kicked out of royal residences, and of course going into a different type of life than that person would be accustomed to. And here in Spain, there's been scandals over the years, especially in recent times. When I first came to Spain, the royal family and the king especially, they were held in very high regard by the general population. I mean, there's always been, Republicans here in Spain, people that don't like the royal family, but the general impression that I got was that the royal family was regarded highly by the Spanish population. But of course, one of the family members did some dodgy dealings, and then of course all of these other dodgy dealings started to come to light. And the former king, Juan Carlos I, who recently in Spain visiting a doctor, going to a sailing regatta, probably having a nice lunch and nice dinner somewhere, but the rest of his time is spent in Abu Dhabi. And his son, the current king, doesn't want anything to do with him, especially in an official capacity. They don't want to be seen in the same room together because of the scandals, because that is the threat to the royal family. So is it time to revisit the concept of royal families in Europe? I don't know. I'll leave it there as well, because again, it is a controversial topic. Thanks, Ray, for the comment there. Next one from Harvey, I think this is. Interestingly, Spanish going to live in the UK are called immigrants, but British going on to live in Spain call themselves expats. The old chestnut, Harvey? People calling themselves expats really gets up some people's noses. This one here gets under their skin. They don't like the word expat. They prefer the word immigrant. Call yourself whatever you want, Harvey. If you want to call yourself a Spanish expat in the UK, go for it. If you want to call yourself a British expat here in Spain, go for it. I don't have an issue with the semantics. I don't have an issue with the language. Some people do. Why, I don't know. But we all know what the concept of an expat is. It's somebody who is expatriated from their country for a short period of time, probably living somewhere in a country, maybe working, getting a decent salary, and then the plan is to go back and live in the country that they originate from. Whereas the immigrant maybe has a different concept. I don't know. But it's all about semantics, Harvey, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. And the final one here from Angela. Congratulations on 100,000 subscribers. And thank you, Stuart, for all your interesting content. Keep up, or please keep up the good work, I think that should say. Thanks, Angela, for that. Valued member of the channel is Angela. And yeah, we hit the 100,000 subscriber mark. It took a while, I will say. It took a while, but I got there. And does it mean anything? Nah, not much. It's just a statistic. It's just a figure. Does it improve the channel? No. Does it help? No. It's just a figure. That's it. It probably gives you some bragging rights, maybe. I don't know. Suppose the next objective, what would it be? Probably the impossible dream of hitting 1 million. I'm not going to worry about that. I'd be happy to get to 110 or 120 or 200,000 maybe. If it took me this long to get to 100, imagine how long it would take to get to 200. I don't think I'll be around for that long. So thanks for the comment there, Angela. Now, time to change the backdrop picture, which has already been done. We can see it on the screen here. I'm down here in the corner if anybody's wondering. And this picture sent in by John. So thank you very much, John, on his recent travels to Almeria, down there in the south of the country, one of the many provinces in Andalusia, Almeria, and took this sunset photo, probably from the balcony of the apartment that they were in down there, of the swimming pool. Not sure if it's in use at the moment, given it's the 2nd of November, but we can see the nice colours in this photo here. And if anybody has a similar picture they would like to see on the backdrop, the email address is on the screen there now. You can see that up there. Where is it? Up there. spainspeaks@gmail.com. Feel free to send those pictures through to that email address. And any other pictures that you, or any other information, that you would like to send my way, that is the email address, spainspeaks@gmail.com. Feel free. If you've got an article that you saw in the paper, if you've got some news that you think would be relevant to the community here, please send it through. That's the email address. I want to thank the people that have supported the channel in recent times also, whether it's through the Super Thanks option here on YouTube, the Super Chat option as well. People that have bought me a coffee, thank you very much for that. Johnny bought me some coffees the other day. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Johnny. John bought me some coffees recently as well. Thank you very much. And the longer-term supporters on Patreon, again, I wouldn't be around still if I didn't have this support from you guys. So thank you very much for that. And also the channel members here on YouTube, I want to say thank you very much to you guys as well, people that support the channel every month. Thank you very much also for that. Now, the backdrop picture, as we can see, has been changed. I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger again. Watch the magic here. There we go. Magic. And let's go in and open the chat section up. Let's see what's bubbling away there. We've got a couple of super chats. Let's get them out of the way here quickly first. Marcus, regular contributor to the channel. Tourist volumes in Spain have just about doubled in 10 years. Coincidentally, tourism is about half as pleasant as it was 10 years ago. Yes, Marcus, I saw an article that you sent also about a tourist tax, was it? I think you sent me something through in the Balearic Islands. I think it was the place here. And Spain, there's two theories here at the moment. One is that we want to break all records as far as tourism is concerned. So more and more people come in. And the local population, of course, every now and again goes a little bit, well, I'm not going to say they go crazy, but they get a little bit upset with what's happening to their lives and the interruption to their lives that tourism can bring. That is true. And yeah, doubled. And what's the limit going to be? 100 million, 120 million? I don't know if it is sustainable or how long it will last. Do people that visit Spain come back every year? Do they, is it a place that they do repeat the visit? That's the question. I don't know. Another super chat here from Andrew, £10. Thank you very much, Andrew. Also regular visitor, regular contributor to the channel. Valued member also. Have a drink on me to celebrate the 100K. Great channel and excellent content. Thank you very much, Andrew. Appreciated. I will have a drink on everybody that has supported the channel and also on the 100,000 subscribers. I imagine that the regular viewers of the channel, I wouldn't say it's around 100,000, but that's the numbers, isn't it? It's all about the numbers, I suppose. You see channels that have 1 million subscribers and some people don't even watch the videos anymore. Then you see some other people that have not many subscribers and lots of people watch the videos. So it's an interesting game, YouTube. No one's really worked that out yet except for one or two people that have realized that if you want to get big, you got to spend big. Andrew, we just saw the super chat coming in from the UK, of course. Great channel and a loyal community. Andrew's glad to be part of. Thanks, Andrew, for that. Thank you very much. Two Time is in the chat saying, can we please start now? Well, the start time is the start time, Two Time. If it's 7:40, it's 7:40. If it's 7:35, it's 7:35. We can't start earlier if that was what you were trying to say there. Not sure. Vilmantas. Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Thanks for that, Vilmantas. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look here quickly. Let's see if I can find someone. We've got some regular names, but they seem to be having an internal chat. So Al saying here, congratulations on reaching 100,000. Booked a flight to Sydney in March. Currently 20 degrees in El Puerto, where we had a huge Halloween parade. Yes, Al, many places around Spain celebrating Halloween, of course. The kids out and about, tricking and treating, whatever they do. We only had 2 or 3 groups knock on our door, or ring the doorbell, I should say. So not a huge turnout, but I did see some parts of where I live locally where there were lots of kids asking for doing their tricking and treating. So it is getting popular here in Spain, the old Halloween. And Al, as we can see, they're heading to Sydney in March. Sydney, as it was once called when they won the Olympics. What else? Let's have a look. Stephen's here, valued member also, coming in. Well done, 100,000 strong. Nice one, watching from a chilly North London. Looking forward to getting back to Torrevieja on Wednesday in the mid-20s. Don't forget to hit the like icon. Yeah, we're up to 60. I forgot to mention that. Thanks for reminding me, Stephen, that I didn't mention the like icon. I normally do. So there it is on the screen now. If you haven't hit the like icon yet, please do so. And we'll see if we can get up to a decent tally today if you hit the like icon. You like that? Magic. Now, where was I? Let me just go back into the chat section here. Kev coming in from Murcia. Evening, Stuart and everyone. Hope you are well from a nice, sunny, warm day. Now chilly in the evening. So I imagine that the evenings are getting chillier down there, Kev, right? But the days are still nice, which is important. We can all have a drink together to celebrate the 100K. Yeah, we could do, but I don't have anything on offer here at the moment, Stephen. Maybe for Tuesday we can organise something. I'm not sure. I could do maybe a special video or something. I don't really have anything planned. Good evening, everyone. The evenings are getting noticeably darker now. Thanks, Sani, for that. Coming in from Basingstoke. Johnny, mentioned Johnny before. We're back to standard time, and I'm in a fog. Happy Sunday all. Good to see you, Johnny. Yes, the daylight savings also finishing up in the United States and Canada, I think, as well. What else? John, the taker of the photo that we have behind me here, Evening Stu, congratulations on reaching the 100,000. Great content and a community that I'm very pleased to be part of. Thanks for that, John. Welcome to the community. Of course, you are. Everyone is welcome in this community. As long as nobody is abusive. Very rarely do I get much abuse. Sometimes in the comment section you get the odd peanut leaving a derogatory comment for some reason. Also depending on what you talk about sometimes. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Diane, bonjour, coming in from France. Good to see you, Diane. I hope life is treating you well in France. Regina, simple hola. Good to see you, Regina. I think Regina is in Estonia. A very international community, I will say. France, Spain, States, UK. Lots of different places. Busby's coming in from Alcocebre, is that? Thanks, Busby. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So I'm trying to filter some of the comments out here. There's lots of conversations going on. Andrew in Amarinha. General feeling it's a mixed blessing. Bars, etc. making a few more euros, but a lot of pressure and price increases on local housing with Airbnbs, etc. That's the conundrum, right, Andrew? The trying to balance everything, and it seems that. Well, if you listen to the complaints, of course, you would realise that maybe Spain hasn't got it all that correct. But again, I suppose that it is difficult, and the locals, not only because of the tourism as well, but if there's 600,000 people coming into the country, which was the statistic that we saw the other day, that's a lot of people that are going to be taking up housing also. So let's put it into perspective here. Janet coming in from Oxford. Good to see you, Janet. Recently in Spain, I think, was Janet. Amanda saying that Starmer is hated in the UK. I pray he goes. He seems hardly human. Difficult job, I imagine, Amanda, to be the UK Prime Minister. We've seen quite a few over the last 10 years or so. I'll leave it at that. What else? Let's have a look. Barry on a 100,000K from a forecasted week of heavy rain. What a change not. Coming in from Wales there, Barry. Good to see you, Barry. YouTubers coming in from Torrevieja. 30 degrees there, down there on the coast. Congrats. Thanks, YouTubers, for that. What else we got going on here? Two-time also saying congrats on 100,000 subs. Thanks for that, two-time. YouTubers first subscribed during the Corona lockdown. Good old days, couch surfing. Yeah, a lot of people came on board back in those days. Of course, when you were putting out content, there was a lot of people watching content back in those days. Of course. And it was a time I would say that my channel definitely took a turn. Some would say for the better, some would say for the worse. I don't know. It depends. Flutter Girl coming in from Toronto. I don't think Woody Allen is needed for promotion. Yeah, well, I don't know. Is he needed for promotion or not? Seems fairly strange to me, but anyway. Al saying that his former wife or girlfriend was named Christina and current partner is Vicky. There we go. Just like a Woody Allen movie. Raymond coming in from, not sure where Raymond comes in from, but surely Madrid doesn't need even more tourists. Tell that to the regional premier, Ms. Díaz Ayuso. Again, strange, Raymond. I personally don't get it, but if she's got, Madrid's got 1.5 mil to throw at Woody Allen for a movie, I'm sure he's not going to turn it down. Probably has expenses on top of that as well. 5-star hotel, center of Madrid. The best jamón ibérico. You get the idea, right? Providing Woody can eat pork still. Don't know what Woody's diet preferences would be. Marcus is an immigrant to Spain, and I don't mind referring to myself that way. There we go, Marcus. Yeah, I've got no problem with it either. Some people do, obviously. Some people do. Debbie coming in from Chile, Florida. Don't really hear those two words together often. Chile and Florida, I don't think. 2 times saying that his dad or their dad loves Spain because of the lifestyle and the weather and wants to move there. Please put this on the screen. There we go, 2 time. I've seen that you've contributed quite a lot today in the comment section. Liz coming in also here. Best YouTube channel on with info on Spain. Thanks for that, Liz. Glad you like it. A lot of competition now. Well, it's not really competition. You wouldn't call it competition because everybody on YouTube does their own thing. But a lot more people putting out content now. Lots of people have come to live in Spain, and they're TikTokers, or they're trying to do some type of online business using the social media as their marketing tool. So one couple selling courses for over 1,500 euros, courses on moving to Spain, 1,500 euros. A lot of money for a course. The Jazz Shed, evening Stu and everyone watching. Nice sunny day in St. Bury Edmunds. Oh, Bury St. Edmunds, I got that wrong. Very pleasant indeed, but to be honest, we'd rather be back in Calpe. Congratulations on 100k. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would prefer to be in the sunny Mediterranean. Super chat from Pete and Jane, $5. Thank you very much for that, guys. Congrats, Squire. No abuse from us. Yeah, generally, I will say that my experience on YouTube has been overly positive when it comes to abusive comments and things like that. Back in the day, there was a certain time there when tensions were high. Some people were angry with the world, and that continued, for a few years after as well. But things seem to have calmed down a little bit now. Joe coming into the chat as well. Sorry, late to the party tonight. Very hot day here in Lanzarote. Thank you, Stuart and all. And sometimes just going back to that abuse, it depends what the topic is. If you talk about certain things, you get certain types of people onto the channel expressing their opinions. Everyone's entitled to it. But often I don't want to hear people's opinions on certain things because I'm not interested. But in general, as I said, it's okay. Loy coming in from Murcia, second day, loving it. Warm sun, good Spanish food. Good one, Loy. Recently arrived in Spain, I think, Loy, from the US. Looking for a permanent residence, I think. Checking out Aguilas down there in Murcia. Jimbo Brief, hi. Talk Tuesday, sports, news, rugby. Yeah, well, depending on which rugby code you follow, it's either good news or bad news for Australia. Rugby league, I think, we'll go with. It's an exciting game, I will say, rugby league, especially with some of the players that are on the pitch nowadays. Adam from Santiago de Compostela. Have any freelance English teachers had any problem attracting students this academic year? Don't know, Adam. I suppose that it's not easy nowadays because the English teaching sector is being, it's going through a transition, let's say, with AI. And a lot of people that I've spoken to say that they can learn English with AI now. They don't need to have an English teacher anymore. There's a debate going on. The British Council is putting out advertisements on social media saying, will AI substitute English teachers, and there's a huge risk because I've seen AI English teachers now as well on some of these platforms. So it's one of these sectors which could potentially be affected. Adam, hope that is not the case and you are getting some students. But it's going to get tougher. And now, again, with a lot of platforms, there's a lot of competition out there as well. A lot. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look. That's about it. So I'm going to wrap it up. It's been a pleasure as always. I'll be back again on Tuesday with another live stream. Hope to see you then. Until then, hasta luego, hasta entonces, adios, bye-bye.